know, it's funny.
What's funny?
Eric's new Spirit Fingers is him like really tossing out his headphones like really hard on a little command
He had a
center.
little violent over there with that, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm like,
He was
yo,
like-
why are you so like excitable about what's going on here?
He's very excitable.
He's doing hand gestures for everybody to see.
Doing a handstand.
it's
and
my
stuff
thing.
like that.
It's my thing. It's what I do.
Christopher and friends, the Christopherian.com live stream for Suicide Squad. Christopherian here with John the Hater.
Hey, what's going on?
We have Nine Ball from the One Trick Ponies
How's
here
it
with
going,
us.
guys? What's up?
I guess like a side group affiliated with Christopherian.com, and they make funny videos and stuff. You should check them out on YouTube, and I think that's the only place you guys are at, right? So far. And on Christopherian.com.
Of course.
Where, John?
Christopherian.com.
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 Where, Nine Ball?
Some
God damn it.
nobody
That's not your
website.
answer.
Christopherian.com.
He's fired.
There you
Don't
go.
go to Christopherian.com to look for this man because you will not find him. So today, like I said, we're reviewing Suicide Squad.
Starring.
Starring Will Smith and Margot Robbie.
There you go.
All right.
That's what I wanted you to say.
All right, yeah, yeah, because we've had that like back and forth for a while. How are we sounding? First of all, the hype for this movie. Coming into this,
There was a hype bazooka for this movie. Hype.
Yeah.
Mini nuclear
And
explosion.
it was up and down. There was, first of all, Joker. People saw,
Very controversial.
the fact that there would be a new Joker. Everyone lost their shit, either high or low, good or bad. And, there were so many, of course, there's so many expectations coming off
Can we talk about him?
Heath Ledger.
No. Jared Leto.
We'll get to him at the end.
Okay. You want? All right.
You can totally save that. But there was a lot of, everybody's expecting a lot from it. A lot of people are saying, you know what, don't compare them. It's going to be something different. Jared Leto was promising us something. And, we were just really...
Oh, it was different.
We were anticipating to see
It was definitely different.
what he would deliver. Because it's an iconic role, obviously. And then, of course, all of the different trailers coming into this. One thing, there were a lot of different types of trailers for this.
Teaser trailers.
You had the
extended trailers.
serious tone trailers. You had we're trying to copy the Guardians of the Galaxy trailers by putting in
If you notice that was actually the middle of the change of direction that the studio made. So when they started off a little darker with some humor, but then towards the sooner coming of the release of the movie,
were
it's
like,
now
hey,
lighter. Hey,
yeah.
let's have fun and blah, blah, blah. And
One thing I want to say off the bat, because this pertains to either the beginning of the review or the end of the review, I would have loved to have seen this movie had Guardians of the Galaxy never happened. Because even if it was a factor or not, I would have just loved to have that not as a factor and then make this movie.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I
would have loved to have seen what they would have kept, what they wouldn't have cut, etc.
I disagree. I think they made the right decision, given the how dark and how poorly recepted that Batman v Superman came. So I'm glad they used Guardians of the Galaxy as a template to make it more lighthearted. I think that was definitely one of the movie's strengths.
And it's true because a lot of people fairly hated Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman because of that. But I'm still really wanting to see, especially with how this turned out, regardless of whether somebody liked it or not, I still would have liked to have seen what their original vision would have been. Maybe a little darker, not so much for the kids.
Of course, they're going to do the rated R extended version on the DVD, like Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah, but it's they already did that with Batman versus Superman, and I let it go because it really was a good...
it was okay.
It was a good transition up what it was before. But it was I can't, with this one, it's the same thing. It's if you, another one, why don't you just give me this shit from the beginning? If that's going to become a habit, I'm kind of, I'm over it.
And again, we have to touch on it over and over again, but it's a fact.
Touch it, John.
The reason these DC movies kind of seem samey, but also without fluidity to it, is because we've gotten used to the extended universe that Marvel has presented to us. There is no DC universe.
Well, I'm not even really thinking about it as a
cinematic universe.
I'm more so thinking about it just as a film in itself.
Yeah.
If you're gonna make the film, make the film. Everybody, Now, it's
But
funny.
that's the problem. They're not just going to make these films anymore because now they want these universes.
But it's funny. We talked about this on our critics review.
Right.
How people, everything on a critic review is like, oh my God, this is like the gospel truth, or the complete opposite. They hate it.
Right.
Same thing with studios. It's like, studios, you don't always have to listen to the people on your Facebook comments talking about, no, this is what you have to do with your movie.
It's okay to take a risk.
Like,
it really is.
Please don't change your movie if you think you're doing something right just based on Facebook comments. Change it if you've seen
Or
it.
4chan, avoid the 4chan.
4chan.
Chan.
Change it if you see it for yourself and it's garbage, then change it. Let's get into it.
At the same time, though, do you want to like completely disregard the core fan
No,
base?
but
you're
this is
trying
what I'm
to,
saying. Like, don't just completely base your opinion on that.
Yeah.
Like, if you're making something, but, as this movie will show in our review, if this went right or wrong.
It went a lot of places.
Viola Davis as Amanda Waller.
I thought she was great.
Fit the bill.
She pulled out the character very well. Badass, tough.
The wall.
She's the ball. She's the boss. You know
The
what I
wall,
mean?
John.
She knows about you before you even know about you. So she did a good job.
Yeah, like really no complaints. It was your Amanda Waller on the big screen, and she did it up. So I was pretty happy about it. 9-ball.
No, she was great. Definitely very domineering, very intimidating. I think they did very good with selecting her.
Good. Not as big as you would see her like in the comics.
Yeah,
or
I was missing that a little bit.
I kind of see you on that. You're like,
I wanted my big wall, Yeah.
the big
I would have
wall.
been okay with that.
But acting wise, she did really good.
Yeah.
Probably you know what? Let's get to the main two last, along with Jared Leto.
Okay.
Cara, who knows how to say her last name? Enchantress. Because I'm going to butcher her last name, even though I've heard it a billion times before. Visually was amazing.
The effects for the Enchantress character is actually very good. Especially at the end fight scene where you have like a whole bunch of elemental thunder and lightning shit going.
You know what's funny? I thought her appearance was better before her ultimate form when
Oh, absolutely.
When
Yeah.
she first started off and she was just this like grungy, dirty, like underworld goddess, she looked amazing. When she transformed into like whatever her true form was,
When she turned into Evil Lynn from He-Man in the 80s, like you didn't like that? You didn't like that house? All
I
right,
didn't
cool.
like that at all.
Her brother. Now, without comic reference or knowledge, what was his name?
Done.
Don't remember it even being mentioned in the movie. And he's like the side piece. He's like the side main villain.
I saw it several times, and I'm telling you right now that no, it was just brother.
It wasn't, right?
Brother.
Yeah, it was
Nope.
just brother, yeah.
Thank
I
you.
just finished watching it yesterday with my daughter for the 5th time, and I'm telling you that at this point I can quote you the goddamn movie.
Yo, guess who gave a lot of money to see this movie?
I know. Livewire.
But yeah, like I seen it the first time around. I'm like, maybe through the noise and the action, I might have missed it. But no, they never even mentioned his name.
Not once.
It's Incubus.
I like the band.
But you never hear the
They did
name.
A few good songs, early 2000s.
Like, yo, this is like the first main villain that comes into
Dude,
this
he was
movie.
kind of left out of the field weird. Like, honestly, like, I understand they wanted to make Enchantress the villain, but, like, where did he come from, really?
And
It's
to
just-
not
it was
even
weird.
mention his name.
And not even mention his
Someone
name.
else that they don't even mention his name. Slipknot. Did they even give him a profile like
Nope.
everyone else?
He's just Climber.
They gave him absolutely
Nothing,
nothing.
He was
right?
just climbing.
He
Literally,
came in.
once again, after seeing the movie several times, there is no cue for him. There
Nothing.
not even a page that was glossed over in that fucking book that mentioned who he was.
I know his name. He's guy we brought in to show that these explosive collars actually
Exactly.
do work.
That's it. That's all he was.
Sacrificial Lamb number 2.
And we knew that all from the trailers, because in the trailers, it was like he was in one trailer in the same scene of him going up the rope. And you're like, oh, man, you never see him ever again. Yeah. You climb that rope, Slipknot.
All his worth.
Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang. I thought he was really fun, pretty charismatic. that scene where like everything is going on and all he's thinking about is taking the beers and like running off. I'm like I genuinely had fun watching that character.
Didn't like the character at all. I thought it was pretty much worthless background fodder.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with John on this one. I thought the character was cliche, which is one of the reasons I didn't really like him. Even the beer taking was cliche. You could cue it on like you could set your watch by all the cliches.
Oh,
this
but
movie
that's
had.
so much of all the characters in this movie, though. Like, a lot of them are so awkwardly written that you're just kind of like sitting there like, oh my God, do something. Like, at least Boomerang grabbed a couple of beers and made me chuckle. The other ones, I'm just kind of sitting there like, oh, like.
It is a little disappointing because this is the guy who traditionally in Suicide Squad is there, like, fighting with Deadshot over the leadership. And
Yeah, like, in
picking
that
fights
aspect,
with
he actually
everybody.
doesn't do anything. He really was like a comic relief.
Yeah, that's all they
Yeah.
relegated him to as comic relief. A little disappointing.
But
didn't mind
I
it too much.
totally, like, I was looking for anything to kind of enjoy in this movie. So the comic relief coming from Boomerang, I was like, all right, at least I
I
laughed.
have no affinity to Boomerang whatsoever, and dude, it could have just been a fly on the
I
wall.
thought you
for
guys
me.
were boys. Huh?
No,
You're
not
not
really.
boys?
No,
I thought you guys were hanging out like this weekend. No?
not Captain Boomerang.
No Captain Boomerang and John?
No Captain
like
Boomerang.
sideshow? No? All right, cool.
Captain Cold.
Now, I'm not going to pronounce the rest of his name, but his name is Adewale,
Adewale Kujigami?
who plays Killer Croc, who is just a total hood nigga in this movie.
Makes no sense.
I mean, like, first of all, he's not even really that big. The makeup is amazing. Like the whole the croc skin, it looks great. But to be reduced to like, what do I want from my sentence? BET, like, damn, like did y'all do this for the
Dude,
projects?
that entire character, they turned into like one gigantic walking, talking stereotype. You know what I mean? With the
like Katana?
like Katana.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, we'll get to her too.
Absolutely. Going back to the whole cliche
Yeah.
thing and stuff like that, once
Yep.
again, everybody just fit a mold. And if they didn't fit the mold, they made them fit a mold.
White girl with daddy problem,
Yep.
black
There
dude
you
with a
go.
baby mama. Like
Yep.
this, they should have just called this friggin' stereotype squad. Like that's kind of what it was.
Pretty much.
Even the Mexican, he never even
The Mexican.
they would go with the Mexican, who was also a highlight of the movie.
So Henry gave us a comment.
Who?
Henry,
What it was?
you have it over
Suicide
there?
Squad was shit. They acted more like heroes than villains. Why would Deadshot and Harley Quinn remotely care about each other? Likewise, Boomerang didn't do jack, which is sad because he was one. And there's a lot more here. Let me see. Oh, the better ones. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Can
Good.
we touch on that point right now if we have a minute?
What point are we touching?
What is the Suicide Squad? They're the ones that, Amanda Waller calls in to do the dirty work that the other heroes weren't touched. You can't go to Batman or Flash with this problem. But what did the Suicide Squad do in this movie? They saved the city, they saved people, and they saved the world. There was nothing like black hat about them at all.
Hey, they did something wrong.
What did they do?
Harley Quinn smashed that glass to take that like purse or some shit.
Oh, shit, you're right.
Because
Yeah.
they're bad guys, and it's what they do.
Call the cops. Harley Quinn.
Besides, he's actually right about it. Besides the scenes where they got caught by Batman and so forth, they really didn't do anything villainous whatsoever
At all.
Nothing.
By the way, Batman in this movie, total rude boy.
Yeah.
Rude boy.
Don't
Which
get
I'm
on his
okay
bad
with
side.
because
Yeah.
Batman is a rude boy.
That's what he's
But
supposed
it's
to
like, yo, to jump Deadshot while he was his kid, like, yo, you could have waited till he takes the
He
kid home.
told him though, let's not do this in front of your kid.
But it's
They
like,
gave
yo,
him that
if
warning.
your kid sees Batman rolling up on you, the kid's like, yo, oh shit, daddy gonna get fucked up. Like, yo, Batman, you're Batman. Like, could you pick any other time other than this right now? But hey, whatever, right?
Go for it.
Jay Hernandez as El Diablo.
Diablo.
Diablo, loco. It's another enjoyable part of the movie.
He was okay.
Even though it was still super stereotypical, like, yo, ese, I don't want to do this no
Well,
more.
you got
I've
la
done too
changar.
much in my life.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was just like, oh,
Wait.
fuck, burn something, dude, please. Like, that's what you're there for. Totally didn't expect his transformation at the end of the movie.
That was actually kick-ass. I did not expect that from him.
Totally didn't. But like on top of that, he turns into like some fucking Aztec fire god.
Yeah, but and then besides that, also is his character turn at the
You
end.
might as well fling tacos. Like I'm, like damn.
Wow, dude.
I'm
Like,
just saying.
His character arc at the end goes back to John's point. Like, yeah, they're not really villainous about this. He does what he does, and while he does it, he says, "This is from my new family."
I would have been okay with him being the only character not trying to be like the villain, like he wants to be the hero, because that was like his little story,
but regardless of the
this
fact,
whole
like,
accident happened where he wants to give up the villain life. But the thing is that everyone in the movie is kind of acting like that, or they don't act bad enough to really even consider them a villain. Like Boomerang like punches a cop, like one of the guards, but it's like other than that, like that's another thing they do. They punch a lot of guards, but the guards are fucking douchebags in this movie anyway. So it's like
there's not a single good guy in this movie.
Yeah. But it was at least cool to see. Joel Kimmerman as Rick Flagg.
Henry gave us another comment.
Oh, so did Ashley. Diablo's ultimate form. That's right, Ashley. Fiery red like your hair.
Oh, okay.
She has red hair.
Hey.
And beautiful green eyes.
Beautiful green eyes.
My curse to be lifted. If anybody can get that reference, please.
What did Henry say?
I don't fucking know.
He said, I was waiting for Harley to try
She stole
and kill
from
everyone.
Macy's. That's right.
What happened?
She stole from Macy's. Whoop-de-fucking do.
There was actually an episode about that on Batman, the animated
but
series.
Who here
by the
hasn't
way.
stolen from Macy's?
They're
Like, come
bad
on.
guys. That's what they do,
Yeah.
right? Oh, my fucking... Okay. So Rick Flagg. He was Rick Flagg. Like,
Yeah.
I really don't have...
Government douchebag, spec ops.
Falls
fire.
in love with Enchantress, and that's kind of... Because Amanda Waller has something on everybody. So
Like
that's
she's
what
supposed to.
that's what she's got on Rick Flagg, is that, yo, your girl is bugging out, she's wilding, we gotta take her out, or I'm a killer, so you better go save her with your stereotype squad. His acting was pretty good, pretty solid performance for what this movie is, yeah. And yeah, good job, Joel. Keep it up. Hopefully not in sequels to this, but yeah.
No, he did his job. He was the straight man. He was the soldier man, the good guy, and he was the only one, like, I guess, confident enough to lead this gang of criminals. So yeah, I agree with that choice.
Then we have Katana. Totally random. They were just like, oh, hey,
Out of left field.
Here's this Japanese chick with this sword.
Which was kind of a cool power, though. If you think
Like,
about it.
but like they don't even explain that. Like somebody else just kind of says it in passing. Like, oh yeah, and her sword does this. And there's scenes where like she's talking to the sword, and you don't really even like kind of know like what the story was. With technically what it was is that her husband gets killed with the sword, so the sword has his soul in it. So this is one scene when she's talking to the sword and she's all sad. But the thing is that none of that is actually really even implied. You just kind of have to know that. So
First of all, it's not even implied.
Yeah, at
Once
all.
again, going back to what I said, I'm going to explain to you
wasted.
the explanation. The explanation is this. She's there saying her death prayer to the sword because it's her husband. So the translation is literally like, if I don't make it out of here, hopefully I'll see you soon, blah, 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 all this other BS. And then the, what's his name, the army guy, Flagg, Flagg. He comes up and literally has to tell the group, oh, and that's a sword that was used to kill her husband. So she's kind of talking to him right now.
Yeah, but they don't even explain what happened. Like, why does her sword kill the husband? Like, you kind of have to just piece it in your head.
Yeah, everything that happens to her, he manages to explain it to the entire crew, i.e. the audience as well, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, absolutely.
When it comes to storytelling, you don't want to directly tell the audience shit like that. That's just bad, lame writing.
It's in poor manners.
You have to let the story progress. You don't want, somebody to talk it out for you, So completely wasted. What do you think, Nine Ball?
I think this is just, in line with what DC's...
Puts you in the mood for sushi, and that's pretty much it?
Pretty much. No, it's just hand in hand with the rest of what DC's doing right now, just rushing as many cool characters onto the screen as quickly as possible with little to no backstory.
DC, stop it. You stop it, DC.
They're trying to catch up, but they don't realize it's already too late.
They're catching up with and on a pebbled road, so they're like tripping all along the way, and it's like,
I happened to catch this movie with the AG Vask, and he made up a very good point as we were exiting the movie theater. He said this movie would have been so much cooler had, all the villains been villains in, the individual heroes type of movies. And then you follow them from that ending from when they get arrested or whatnot, and that's how they become the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but nobody's going to make movies on all of these guys.
But
so it's
going back to what he was saying, that makes a point, like, not movies of them, but like, Batman killed.
somewhere at some point
Right.
mentioned.
Yeah,
except
like an actual Flash movie
Right,
where somewhere
yeah.
in the Flash, the
Where he's
second
catching
Boomerang gets
Yeah,
killed.
like
even
the-
if he got caught in the first 5 minutes of the
Yeah,
movie, it's
yeah.
like, oh, cool. Here's that guy that
Yeah.
got caught.
Yeah,
That-
the
that
second or
little
third
connect-
bad guy could have been Boomerang. He could have got caught, and then all of a sudden, you
Well-
don't remember him in Flash, but when they pick it back up, it could have been just a remembrance of the scene when he got caught. And we'll be like, oh, so that's what they did with that
We'll get to the
motherfucker.
explanations of how they introduce all of these guys in a minute, too. Ashley says the whole movie suffered from subpar writing overall. Ashley,
Agreed.
we could not agree more. And we'll get to
Absolutely.
that in our final little part of the review. Will Smith, a saving grace for this movie.
Yes, the saving grace for this
As
movie.
Deadshot. His performance oozes charisma. He does what he does. He's a good actor. He knocked it out of the park. And he had me laughing throughout a good portion of this movie, which was one of the more enjoyable aspects of it for me. And you believe it. You feel for him when it
You
comes
do.
to the story with his daughter.
Because he's the only one that has a certain human element to it.
You relish in his fight with Batman.
Yeah.
It was just, again, Batman mad rude boy, but it was still great to see. And yeah, this DC, y'all knew what you were doing when you were like, yo, we need something to save this movie that we're going to.
Definitely Will Smith did his job, like, does this warrant individual Deadshot movies? I don't think
Yo,
so.
hold on. Actually, I absolutely agree with you. Will Smith played himself as Deadshot.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolute great point. I don't think so. I hope not. They're already following that path for Harley Quinn.
Santiago, yes, this is the casting couch. Many have been casted on this couch.
Indeed.
Many. They're sitting strategically there because they're covering stains.
Yes.
No, Will Smith was fantastic. I don't know if the movie would have been watchable even, without Will Smith. I couldn't see anybody filling that role.
Straight to sci-fi TV if it wasn't for Will Smith.
Nah, my biggest worry is that after this performance that, they're just going to relegate him to, like, background character in the next, like, Ben Affleck movie. That's sadly what I can see him
Hopefully
in.
not. Like, if they're going to do that for that, don't use the character anymore. Let's just let it go.
Will Smith's got to get paid, though, man.
Yeah. Margot Robbie, a Harley Quinn.
She was good.
Again, another iconic character because of Joker. Everyone expected, pretty much another cartoon Harley Quinn performance. I think it's Hancock 2. Yes.
Yes. Hancock.
Hancock 2. And then the casting couch, we should make a movie on this casting couch called Hancock 2. Margot Robbie.
Dude, you know what? She tried her best. She did a decent job of balancing who Harley Quinn is.
You know what? As far as energy goes, sure. Like
Yeah.
there were moments where even when like Deadshot misses the shot and she rolls down the ladder and then she's like, ta-da! I was like, like okay.
And here's one of the funny things I got to tell you, especially once again after seeing this movie a couple of times. I saw a progression with the character Harley Quinn. It's almost like either she didn't know how to be Harley Quinn in the first hour of the movie and then eventually became a better Harley Quinn towards the end of the movie, or the writers or maybe the director or someone else gave her
like,
better.
yo, you got to Harley Quinn it up some more.
Gave her better coaching because she, at the first hour when
Her
all the characters-
accent.
the accents, when she was being introduced, the character, they went out of their way to continue to show you that she was crazy. And at the end of the day, you kind of don't have to do that. Because you got to remember, she's a doctor. So at the end of the day, she's probably crazy for you, but is a fucking genius at the end of the day. Like, you guys always got to, like, people,
Yeah.
but that character, the one we saw on Suicide Squad, wasn't selling us that. That person was like horrible ex-girlfriend, crazy.
Where's my daddy?
With
Where's my
daddy
Yeah,
issues
definitely.
type of deal.
Absolutely.
And it's one of those situations where, no, I don't even have to sit here and compare it to the cartoon version or comic book version. It just wasn't any version that was well crafted. And going back to the dialogue I had told John before, one of the big things is that you could literally hear her act one way, and it's like Offset, they pulled into a hat of Harley Quinn quotes and said, okay, say puddin'.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Say daddy.
Everything
say like.
Everything was awkwardly forced by her, and it didn't seem natural.
Scenes that she didn't need to say pudding. Like,
Yeah.
look, we know it. Like, you're actually wearing it on your fucking neck. You don't need to say it anymore. We got it.
Like it
Hey,
was.
you got to sell those Hot Topic clothes, okay? They don't sell themselves.
Ashley also said it felt forced. We're here. Ashley, we're...
So, she's got to sell the pudding chokers.
Yeah, I got to sell them pudding chokers to them girls.
So, hey.
Hot Topic got to make their money.
I'm just saying, why not cast Tara Strong? Have you ever seen Tara Strong?
Who, first and foremost, is drop dead gorgeous and looks just like Harley Quinn.
Looks the part, voices Harley. Why not cast her?
The girl that voices Harley Quinn in the cartoon.
The one that actually voices Harley Quinn?
I'll show you pictures afterwards.
Gorgeous.
You are
That woman
going
is
to be
gorgeous.
amazed and
And trust me, there's
baffled.
nothing Hollywood makeup couldn't do to fix anything that isn't gorgeous about her.
I will say this about Margot Robbie though. She did the best live action interpretation of Harley Quinn to date. That being the only
If y'all got
Yes,
it, yeah, exactly.
yes. I
live
can't
action
disagree with
interpretation
you on that.
of Harley Quinn to date.
Good call.
Page 1. Done. Joker. Jared Leto as the Joker.
Okay, can I say something real quick?
Wait. He sent dead rats to his castmates. He was like gnawing on like dead pigs. He was like rubbing blood on himself and like beating off on everybody on set. All of these crazy stories that you heard. I'm like, yo, he's trying to get into the part. Oh my God. Watch him fail. And then we have the movie. Controversy galore.
Thug Life Joker.
Eric.
Okay, we all have a bunch of stuff, but I'm going to tell you this right now. I went to go see the movie yesterday with my daughter. My daughter's 15 going on 16. And the movie ends, and I tell her, hey, so what'd you think? How'd you feel about it? First thing out of her mouth was, why did that movie need Joker?
Because pudding.
That's it.
Hot
That's
topic.
the end.
Because pudding.
That is the end of that. Okay, if a teenager can sit back to you, look at you in the eye, and go, why did you even need that character there? The most pointless character.
He's
in the entire thing.
he's a side story for Harley Quinn.
Selling point.
Yeah.
Selling point. That's all it really is.
Yeah,
and
that.
at the end of the day, one of the other times that I went to go see the movie was with a date. The date nailed it. She said that was the John. What did I tell you? That was the Jack Sparrow of
Yes,
Jokers.
Jack Sparrow.
Where he's always drunk and you can't coherently hear what he's saying, and he's always saggy-eyed, and like for that they may well actually have casted what's his fucking face,
Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow.
Johnny Depp.
Now, there's one thing, especially Jared Leto is openly going on record saying all of his greatest acting that went with the role were scenes that were cut from the movie.
That itself is also another controversy.
He's been saying that he's greatly disappointed. He says that he almost feels gypped because you really do get only these scenes where it's just like the only scene where he gets a lot of lines is there's a name for it, the chemical wedding. Ace Chemicals. Like that's like his
Everybody
will you
literally
live
said
for
that
me?
that's the only one that worked.
He's gone on record as saying, I recorded 2 hours worth of Joker footage for this movie. Joker scenes, whatever, and they only used about 18 minutes of it.
If that.
That's very disrespectful to, bring in big name actor like Jared Leto. And
There were
to
a lot of
just-
scenes in the trailers that didn't make it. Of Joker himself that I'm like, I'm waiting for them to happen. I see the scene being set up, and I'm like, cool, this is the part of the commercial, and it just didn't happen. And I'm like,
Dude,
shit.
there's a story on Facebook right now. This guy is suing for the false advertisement. It's not going to be.
John wants in on this one.
Good luck to you. I hope you actually
He's
win.
got a case.
I hope
like
you actually
he's got
win.
a case.
Because let's say even if the best parts of the Joker were eliminated to the recut of the film, I don't have much hope for him as Joker, period. Like, it was enjoyable.
I would like to see what else. Here's one thing.
But at the same time, he wasn't Joker, dude. He just wasn't like...
Here's one thing that I liked about... The one thing I liked about him for what we got, because we didn't get much of it, and we can go into our last thoughts of the movie as well. What I enjoyed about the movie, that it's very colorful. It's very, explosions. It's one-liners. If you get into that sort of thing,
Sexual tension.
you're gonna have a lot of one-liners. It's again, it's all these characters. it's entertaining in that aspect. As far as a story goes, as far as script goes,
Yeah.
complete garbage. It's complete garbage. Sales wise, well, no, the intros for all of the characters, it was pop song after pop song after pop song and after pop, and it's like even when they didn't have like the intros for the characters, because it's like, okay, every character needs their song, sure, go ahead. Even after that, it was like they would transition through 30-second scenes for 5 minutes and a different pop song in every scene, and I'm like, yo, like, fuck, this is why I wanted to see what this movie would have been like without Guardians of the Galaxy. Because at that point, I felt like they really tried to push the envelope
but also
on
there
that.
was, I also believe behind that was a marketing ploy to get a younger crowd to go see it.
Oh
and
my
enjoy
God,
it.
that shit made no sense.
Yeah, because that's the other
But
thing.
the younger crowd fucking loved it.
Yeah.
So you're planning to get younger kids to see the movie as like a 15-year-old White Stripes song?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
No,
that
but they
makes
loved
sense.
it. First of all, I'm going to tell you right now, my kid doesn't listen to anything modern, right? And before you think, oh, well, it's probably because you gave her all this stuff. No, I didn't either. Apparently, she learned it off of like Guitar Hero, watching YouTube, all this other stuff. They have a broader aspect of music, so they actually do go out to YouTube and get the music they like hearing. And apparently, it's not modern shit. So, if you're going to... There are young people listening
In music sales, actually, in recent years, older music has been outselling more modern music by far. So that's actual a proven stat.
Oh, that and the fact that modern artists are doing nothing but sampling older tracks, that might have something to do with it.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, going back to what I was saying real quick, is the fact that three out of the 5 times that I saw it, I ended up catching it at times that there were a lot of younger people there, and the first time being with
We
Chris.
should have made a drinking game of how many times Eric would mention that he saw this movie 5 times.
And
we'd be dead drunk by now.
you guys should have, right? We need to do that. Is the fact that with Chris, I remember how disgusted Chris was when I went to go see it. He was so disgusted, he went into the bathroom to go throw up for 6 minutes. And Chris, am I lying? Did you go to the bathroom?
I was disgusted at the fact that chick got like a clapping standing ovation.
Clapping standing ovation. And every single time I went to go see it, it got a clapping standing
And I'm like,
ovation.
I would have been okay with some people like a little bit of clapping and being like, woo, like that was cool. Nah. These people got up out of their seats and were like, yo, this is the new Gone with the Wind.
They threw their hats up in the air like a graduation, the whole 9 yards. And then when we walked out and you get to see the light, the crowd that we happened to go see it with literally was a younger crowd. Yeah. And at the end of the day, you know what? If this is
Colors and Explosions.
Yeah, if this is what they were doing. This was somebody's playlist / video playlist or something like that. That's literally what this movie was.
Yeah.
I don't know. In that side, I guess DC did what they did. Maybe that's where they'll get their money.
Hey, they broke records.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, they lost they had a 40% drop from Friday to Saturday. So it's funny that they really did break records. It's like all the fans went in droves to see it on Thursday and Friday.
Right.
And then everyone else went to go see it. And then it still broke records because, of course, you got Joker in the commercials. You have Batman in the commercials. Batman is going to sell shit. Batman is going to sell shit.
He is.
And, just with that premise alone of seeing all of this.
Batman had 4 lines, and he still did better than Joker.
People went out there. Yeah, he said, Henry saying Michael Bay on acid. Yeah,
Definitely, yeah.
With colors and explosions. That's pretty much what we got. Enchantress is my new Bay. Oh, Bay.
Dude, I mean, despite everything, I did happen to enjoy the movie a bit. Colors and explosions, like you said, there was a lot wrong with it. There were parts of the story that just didn't add up, or you didn't feel anything for the characters, or there was a lack of depth here and a lack of depth there. Like, yeah, it's not a great movie by far.
It's not.
But colors and explosions.
Colors and explosions.
Yeah, I agree. This was a very poorly written, badly edited movie.
Hell, neon colors and explosions.
Dude,
This is like the Joel Schumacher part 3 of fucking Batman movies.
This is the trilogy of the Schumacher.
Like shit.
This ends the Schumacher.
I was waiting for for fucking Deadshot nipples.
Oh, that was all the advertising. But yeah, you could definitely see where the bad editing happened, where the reshoots definitely happened.
Ashley says, wobbly arm enchantress scares you with her wobbly arms. She was like one of the highlights of the movie for me. First of all, in her grungy look, like Nineball was saying, Oh, she's so hot.
Dude,
and then even with her evil Lynn look, she was still
First of
gorgeous.
all,
Her
we're all
whole-
aware Christopher loves his dirty girls.
Dude, that first transformation where the hand comes out under her hand,
Yo,
Beautiful.
and it
flip
turns over.
Oh, man.
That was awesome. But yeah,
And that was it. That's the highlight of the movie.
it was one of the highlights of the movie.
That and maybe that end scene
I'm
or,
not
the,
gonna
or the
say-
after credit scene, whatever the
I'm
hell
not
that
going to
was.
say this is a great movie because it does have all these glaring flaws, but it was a fun movie. I paid full price to see this movie, and I had fun watching it. More fun than I had watching Batman v Superman.
Woo.
100%.
Yeah, I agree with you 110%. I'm with you on that statement. I enjoy this movie more than Batman versus Superman. Will I say
Even
Batman?
Ultimate Cut?
Even though I will say Batman versus Superman is the better film.
Okay.
You know,
You enjoyed
but I
Suicide
enjoyed
Squad more.
Suicide Squad
on an
more than I
entertainment
did.
value. Is what you're
Yes,
saying.
totally.
Okay. All right.
I'll put it this way. I'm not in a rush to go out and watch Batman v Superman again because, I watched in the theater. We sat here. We watched the full rated R cut, whatever. I would definitely probably pay to go see Suicide Squad again, 100%.
I have paid to go see Suicide Squad again.
We know.
5 times.
We know.
I hope I catch this on television many years later. No time soon. Like I
Gotta-
can go and see this shit for free right now. Don't wanna.
Gonna catch it on Pix 11.
Don't wanna. I'm gonna go on YouTube and see if I could just find a compilation of all of Enchantress's scenes and just be okay with that.
Gonna wait till they show this after The Flash on Pix 11.
That's right.
Oh boy, I'm gonna be waiting a while.
Speaking of the Flash, for our last mention, cameos of Batman and Flash in this. The Flash was also pretty cool. I even saw a spoiler that he would be in it.
Okay.
And was still surprised when I saw him. I was like, oh.
I mean, he was definitely a better version of the Flash than presented to us earlier in BVS. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Ashley said, this is junk food DC, and Justice League better be the sirloin.
We'll see.
DC, you
No,
give
I wouldn't,
Ashley
I
her
wouldn't go for
meal.
that. No.
We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know.
Stop it. Don't say that. Don't say that even though the trailer for Justice League was garbage. Please don't say that. It's so scary.
Batman Lego is going to be the best thing DC has
Now-
created cinematically.
We are introduced to a little like Nick Fury-esque scene. Spoiler alerts if you haven't watched it. Maybe even you didn't even stay until the end credits. Of Amanda Waller meeting with Bruce Wayne and giving him information on heroes that he's looking for,
Right.
a la the end of Batman Superman story where he wants to form the Justice League. And in exchange to help at least cover up a lot of Amanda's,
Sins.
up and comings that she was about to receive. So I guess that was pretty exciting to see. The people in the theater were excited to see Ben. I mean, he's Batman now, so they're trying for the universe.
Sure.
And it's at least for such a shitty movie, it's cool that they at least connected it to something. But it's like, overall as an experience for what this was, meh.
Yeah.
Meh.
Yeah. I will watch it again, though.
Take us out, John.
All right, guys, as always, thanks for listening. You can listen to the Christopher and Friends podcast for free stream and download at christopherian.com. We're also available on Stitcher Radio, Google Play, and iTunes. Share us, like us, rate us there. Give us like 5 stars with the best thing you ever heard. 5. If you can do 6, please do 6. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Share us with all your friends, families. Again, share us. It's how we kind of sort of put butter on our bread, right? Like, can we
Do you
afford
butter
that?
your rolls, John?
Can we afford that? No, not yet.
Do you butter your rolls?
I don't. Call us at
646-727-9216.
leave us
Talk dirty to 9-ball.
leave him a nice. Hey, they don't call him 9-ball for nothing.
Hey!
All right, they don't call him 9-ball for
I have
nothing.
no idea what the fuck that reference is to. I'm sorry. I failed.
You did.
Continue.
Contributors, guys, if you want to be our featured artist for the month, just click on that tab. You want to show off your artwork, your gaming skills, your video skills, your cosplay skills, hit us up. We'll
You can
definitely,
end up on the wall. Look,
yeah, the wall.
pictures and stuff.
Pictures.
The fucking screen is
People.
blocking me. There you go. There, look at all.
And I think that's it.
We have empty space, so in the studios, we need to fill this out. People's a lot of empty space. Of course, thank you to 9-ball from the One Trick Ponies for being here.
Always a pleasure to be on the show with you guys.
There goes your picture, Chris.
And if you like fun video game related stuff, we make videos online, youtube.com/OneTrickPonies. Look for us. You might even find our other friend, the Henshin host, doing
That's
cameos
right.
with us too.
He's like a Nick Fury cameo.
He connects the universes.
Of course, thank you to all our watchers. Thank you to the people that will watch this on our Facebook page. This will also be up on YouTube. We'll also link that. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube and everything else that John said. There's a lot of stuff on our YouTube, including celebrity interviews, convention coverage, programmer interviews. We've got a lot going on our YouTube and, of course, on our Instagram and everything else John mentioned. So thanks for being here with us. This was a pleasure. Christopher out. Believe the hype.
Christopher and friend. Christopher and friends.